The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Walt Disney. There's a moment in life when the gap between who you are and who you want to be becomes unbearable. You feel it in your chest, in your mind, in your spirit. You know you're meant for more, but you're stuck in the waiting room of your own potential. You talk about your ideas. You imagine the future. You tell yourself one day, but nothing changes. Because talking feels productive, but it builds nothing. And that's why Walt Disney, a man who built magic out of nothing, who turned dreams into kingdoms, gave us one of the most important truths of all time. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. This is not just motivation. This is the blueprint of creation. Who was Walt Disney, really? Most people know him as the man behind Mickey Mouse, Disneyland, and a global empire of imagination. But few know the struggle underneath it. Walt Disney was fired from his first newspaper job because they said he lacked creativity. His first animation company went bankrupt. He was betrayed by partners, cheated out of rights, rejected dozens of times, and laughed at by investors when he pitched Disneyland. They said it would fail within months. He wasn't a chosen one. He wasn't lucky. He just refused to live in ideas without taking action. He understood something most people never learn. Dreams die in conversations, but they come alive in motion. And if he had stayed in the realm of talking, there would be no Disney, no characters, no stories, no castle lighting up the night sky. He built an entire world because he chose action over intention. The illusion of getting ready. Let me talk directly to you now. Because you and I, we're not that different. You have ideas, big ones. You've dreamed about changing your life, starting something new, becoming someone better. But maybe you're stuck in the same trap millions fall into. The trap of preparation without execution. You tell yourself you're waiting for the right time. You're researching, you're planning, you're thinking it through. But if you're honest with yourself, you're not preparing, you're procrastinating. You're hiding behind planning because action scares you. Action exposes you. Action risks failure. Action forces growth. But planning? It feels safe. It feels smart. It feels like progress. Even though deep down, you know the truth. Talking is delay dressed up as productivity. Planning is potential, but doing is power. The emotional physics of action. Here's something people don't talk about enough. Your mind is a generator. It creates energy only when you move. You don't get motivated before you start. You get motivated because you start. Action creates clarity. Action creates momentum. Action creates confidence. But talking drains energy. Talking gives you a dopamine hit, the illusion of progress, without the reality of progress. Your brain actually rewards you for just saying what you're going to do. That's why talking becomes addictive. It tricks you into feeling like you've already done something when you haven't moved an inch. So Walt Disney wasn't warning you. He was liberating you. He was saying, you don't need more time. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need permission. You need to move. Because motion unlocks everything. Why you haven't started yet? Let's be brutally honest right now. Between you haven't started, it's not because you lack discipline. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you're incapable. It's because you're scared. Scared of failing. Scared of being judged. Scared of not being good enough. Scared of wasting time. Scared of realizing you're not as ready as you hoped. But here's the twist. Starting doesn't expose your weakness. Starting builds your strength. You don't get confidence first and then start. You start first and confidence follows. Read that again. Tattoo it into your mind. Confidence isn't the entry fee to action. Confidence is the reward for action. The courage to begin before you're ready. All greatness begins the same way, with a beginner, with someone who didn't know what they were doing, with someone who started anyway. Walt Disney didn't know how to build a theme park. Nobody on Earth had done it before. He didn't wait until he learned how. He started walking toward it, one crazy, impossible step at a time. And that's what I want for you. Not the perfect plan, not the flawless moment, not the guarantee. I want the step, the first one, the smallest one, the one that feels insignificant, but unlocks everything. Because the moment you begin, the universe begins with you. The emotional shift that changes everything. There's a moment, and maybe this will be today for you, when the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the fear of changing. That's the moment where your life splits in two, the person you've been and the person you decide to become. And that decision doesn't happen in your head. It happens in your feet, in your hands, in your movement. You talk your past, you act your future. Which one are you feeding? Why we don't start and how to break the cycle. Let's get real for a moment. If starting was easy, everyone would be rich, fit, fulfilled, disciplined, and successful. But they're not, because starting is the hardest part of anything. Not finishing, not maintaining, not improving, starting. Why? Because the moment before you begin is the moment filled with the most fear, the most doubt, and the most internal resistance. Today, we're diving deep into psychology, neuroscience, and the emotional mechanics of why humans hesitate to take action, and more importantly, how to break that hesitation forever. 1. Your brain is designed to protect you, not advance you. When you have a big idea, a goal, a dream, or a new direction, your brain doesn't think, "This could change your life." It thinks, "This is unfamiliar, and unfamiliar means risk." So it activates the survival system, not the creative system, not the growth system, not the ambitious system. Your brain would rather you stay in the same place, even if it's painful, because it knows that pain. It understands it. It's predictable. This is why you can be miserable, yet still not move. Comfort is not the absence of pain. It is the presence of familiarity. Your mind's number one goal is not success, it's safety. And nothing feels safer than talking instead of doing. 2. Talking feels like progress, but creates nothing. Here's the trap almost everyone falls into. You talk about your goals, you imagine the results, you plan endlessly, and your brain rewards you with dopamine, as if you actually did something. This is called action substitution. It's when you replace the discomfort of doing with the comfort of thinking about doing. It feels productive, it feels responsible, it feels like progress, but it's a dream killer wearing a suit. Walt Disney knew it, and so do you, deep down. Measure 3, waiting for the right time, is a psychological trap. There is no right time, no perfect moment, no cosmic signal telling you to begin. The moment you're waiting for is a lie. Because the more you wait, the heavier the task becomes, the scarier it feels, the more resistance builds, the more self-doubt grows. In psychology, this is called temporal discounting. Your brain believes tomorrow will be easier, but tomorrow feels just like today, and the next day, and the next. Tomorrow is where dreams go to die. The formula to break inertia and start instantly. Let's shift from theory to action, because that's the theme of this entire episode. Here are the 5 actions that will make you begin anything faster than you ever have before. Step 1. Start before you feel ready. The feeling of readiness never arrives first. It only shows up after you begin. Action creates readiness, not the other way around. If you wait until you're ready, you'll wait forever. Step 2. Shrink the first step. Your brain resists huge tasks, so don't start a big goal. Start a tiny action. Not go to the gym. Put on your shoes. Not write a book, write one sentence. Not build a business, create the first page. Small steps bypass fear. Small steps neutralize resistance. Small steps build momentum. Step 3, the 3-second rule. Here's one of the most powerful tools for action. If you don't do the first step within 3 seconds, your brain will talk you out of it. This is neuroscience. You have a 3-second window before hesitation becomes internal negotiation. Count, 3, 2, 1, move. This alone can change your life. Step 4, make the environment do the work. Willpower is unreliable. Environment is undefeated. Want to read more? Put the book on your pillow. Want to work out? Lay out your clothes the night before. Want to create content? Set up your workspace so it takes 0 effort to begin. Winning is not about discipline, it's about design. Step 5, identity before action. Don't say, I want to write. Say, I am a writer, so I write. Don't say, I want to get fit. Say, I am the type of person who moves every day. Your identity shapes your behavior, and behavior shapes your destiny. The faster you adopt the identity of who you want to become, the faster your actions align with it. The moment that changes your life. Every transformation begins with 1 second. The second you stop talking and start doing. That moment, that tiny spark, creates the entire chain reaction. Walt Disney didn't start because he had the perfect plan. He started because he refused to die with his ideas still inside him. And now the question becomes, will you? Up until now, we've explored the psychology of hesitation, the trap of talking instead of acting, and the inner battle between fear and movement. But now we step into the real transformation, because none of this means anything unless you take action. This part is where you and I move from thought to execution, from intention to impact, from wish to work. This is the moment Walt Disney was pushing us toward, the single moment where you switch from someone who dreams to someone who does. Let's go. Number 1, the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. I want you to imagine something. Right now, in this moment, there are 2 versions of you. The you who keeps thinking, planning, preparing, hesitating, and the you who executes, moves, begins, and changes everything. They are not miles apart. They are not separated by months or years. They are separated by a single action, the first action. You don't need a new year. You don't need motivation. You don't need more time. You need one thing, a decision. A decision to cross that invisible bridge between talking and doing. A bridge made of courage, not certainty. A bridge made of movement, not perfection. And all you have to do is step. Number 2, action over everything. The 4-minute rule to change your life. I'm going to give you something extremely practical, extremely powerful, and extremely simple. Whatever you want to do it for 4 minutes. That's it. This rule rewires your brain. Why 4 minutes? It's too small for fear to block, too small for excuses to rise, too small for overwhelm to exist. But here's the magic. Once you start, you never stop at 4 minutes. You build momentum, you shift emotional state, you lock in focus. Because momentum is the most powerful force in human behavior. You don't need discipline. You need ignition. 4 minutes is ignition. Number 3, motion before emotion. The secret to taking control of your life. Most people wait for a feeling before taking action. I'll start when I feel motivated. I'll begin when I feel confident. I'll take the leap when I feel ready. But here's the truth you must understand. Action creates emotion, not the other way around. You move first, and the confidence shows up. You act first, and the certainty comes. You begin first, and the motivation ignites. If you wait to feel like taking action, you will never live the life you're capable of. Stop negotiating with your emotions. Command them through movement. Lead them by doing. Number 4, your whole life is one decision away. Right now, as you listen to my voice, I want you to hear this. Your future is not built on talent, not built on luck, not built on circumstances. Your future is built on decisions. And one of the most powerful decisions you will ever make is the decision to start, to stop delaying, stop doubting, stop dreaming, and begin. Nothing changes until you do. And once you do, everything changes. Number 5, the final push. This is your moment. So here's what I want from you. Not tomorrow, not tonight, not sometime this week. Now. When this podcast ends, you will take one action toward your dream, no matter how small. Open the document, begin the workout, make the call, write the page, start the project, record the video, build the plan, take the first step. Don't overthink, don't hesitate, don't negotiate, just start. Because Walt Disney wasn't just giving advice. He was giving you a map out of the cage you built for yourself. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Let this be the moment you begin. Not next week, not next month, not the next chapter of your life. Now. You just took another step toward a greater you. This has been episode 11 of the Immortal Quotes podcast. If this message hit you, if it shook something awake inside you, if it made you realize what's possible when you stop waiting, then stay with me, because we are only getting started. Every episode brings you closer to a stronger mind, a stronger identity, and a stronger future. And now, it's time to look ahead. Episode 12. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Jim Rohn. In episode 12, we are going to dive deep into one of the most powerful truths of success. Success is not a miracle, not a secret, not magic, not luck. Success is a system, a set of disciplines, repeated daily, practiced consistently, executed relentlessly. If episode 11 taught you how to start, episode 12 will teach you how to continue, how to build habits that compound into a future you can't even imagine yet. We're stepping into the mindset of Jim Rohn, a man who mentored the giants. Get ready, it's going to be powerful.